What's up, fellow General Hospital fans? Here to talk about the last two episodes of the show. Monday and Tuesday, I didn't get a chance to review yesterday, although the Monday episode was lacking for me. Tuesday had a big cliffhanger, though. With Love Island starting, I am trying to still cover General Hospital, but it's not going to be as consistent. And I'm trying to record this in one take. So if there is a me stumbling over words like just now, you're just gonna have to accept it today, I guess. I guess I'll look at my notes for Monday's episode, but like I've been saying, there's some of the stuff in the main storyline that I just don't care about. And a lot of it has to do with Obrect. Because if there's a character that I just am not into, even less into than Brit, it is her mother here. But Cassius and Sidwell were talking about Brit. Cassius surprised that Sidwell is no longer worried about finding Brit because they brought in Obrect, who has the same skills and knowledge after Colum kidnapped her, and now she's been locked up with Joss. So Joss has a new roommate. Obrect wakes up, learns she was drugged. Sidwell had to leave something because of the whole Laura and Sonny situation. And then Colum and Cassius were left to discuss what's going on with Obrect and Joss. Colum wants to take care of Joss once again. Cassius saving Joss's life. They've got to be building something between Cassius and Joss. I'm not on board with it, but they seem to be. Colum isn't ruining his plans, he says, because he's been doing this project for 20 years or wanting it finished for 20 years or something, and he's not ruining it for a girl right out of the academy. Colum was accusing Cassius of doing sabotage, but it seems like Cassius got his way in the end. Meanwhile, Joss showed Obrect that Anna was there first, and then Cassius walked in with Obrect still thinking that this is Nathan, even though it's not so Nathan. So a lot of yesterday's episode was really about Obrect learning that this isn't Nathan, it's the twin, Cassius. And I guess Obrect thought that the twin had died and Nathan was the only one that survived when she gave birth. Typical soap opera trope here that someone had twins, thought the other one died, but it's still alive, so that's how we have our evil twin. So that was that side of the storyline. Yesterday, Laura and Sonny were trying to end their nightmare with Sidwell. They think they have because Lucas got the blackmail photos and they burnt them. And then Sidwell came with threats, not knowing that his leverage is gone. But by the end of Monday's episode, he went to the safe to find that the blackmail was gone. He remembered that earlier that morning, Lucas was by the safe. Lucas was calling Sidwell at the same time because the tennis center being built in Marco's honor is, I guess, making really good progress. So in Tuesday's episode yesterday, Sidwell and Lucas did meet up, and Sidwell talked about how he thought Lucas was grieving for Marco and that it was so heartfelt and convincing, but doesn't believe it anymore. So he questions Lucas why he was by the safe today. Sidwell brought up something missing from the safe, and Lucas admitted it to Sidwell that he did take something from the safe. Lucas saying that Sonny and Laura explained everything to him about the blackmail, framing Laura. Sidwell asking why it's Lucas's business. Lucas says it's wrong. That's why it's his business. Sidwell says Lucas stabbed him in the back, and Lucas says that Sidwell is the reason for Marco's death, basically. Lucas finally said all of this to Sidwell's face, that he's been thinking, that Marco wanted nothing to do with Sidwell's organization, and that's the only reason Sidwell accepted Marco in the first place, if Marco did what Sidwell wanted. But of course, Sidwell doesn't want to hear this, pulls a gun out on Lucas. Sidwell wants to know if Pascal really killed Marco, or if Lucas framed Pascal as a cover-up. Lucas says he didn't do it, Marco died because of Sidwell. But Sidwell, I guess, didn't want to hear this, didn't want Lucas to leave, shoots him multiple times in the chest. That is our big old Tuesday cliffhanger. I'm doubting that Lucas is dead. It's kind of contrived if it's a bulletproof vest. I don't know the reason for that, or if this is some sort of setup. Maybe this is a part of Laura and Sonny's plan. Attempted murder, maybe, out in public. Guess we'll see with today's episode. But this was very dramatic. I did enjoy the Sidwell and Lucas showdown. However, the same thing I've been complaining about. Why not just tell Sidwell that Colum is the one that killed Marco? It's not making any sense to me. It's so convoluted. It's so plot heavy and so convoluted. Let me look at Monday if anything else interesting happened. Not really. It was Curtis meeting with Alexis. She doesn't want to defend him because he thinks Isaiah is suing him and hired Alexis. Basically, it's just Curtis still wanting to prove that Isaiah left him and Jordan for dead, even if it means Isaiah loses his medical license. It was more of the same from Curtis. Even worse in Tuesday's episode, which I'll get to. Portia came in to see Isaiah with his cast to learn that the hospital is choosing Isaiah's replacement, and Isaiah doesn't know how long it's going to take him to recover from surgery after his big fall from one punch from Curtis did all this damage to the poor surgeon's hand. We had a lot of Trina and Kai too. I think Kai is getting sick of Trina's family drama, as he should be. It really dictates too much of Trina's life. It'd be nice if Trina could just live her own life for once on this goddamn show. But they're planning the baby shower for Portia and Curtis's baby, which was another big part of yesterday's episode. Jordan and Curtis end up going to the baby shower together, of course. And when they arrive, Portia and Isaiah see them, and there's tension. When Curtis and Portia talk, he's talking about how he won't back down from a fight. Curtis be acting so over the top, big and bad with this storyline, while being completely loud and wrong the entire time. They continue to write Curtis like an annoying, aggressive nincompoop in this storyline. Isaiah confronted Jordan about how she could really think that he drove off and left her on that road for dead. And Jordan is saying that until she gets answers to the question, she won't know, and she's not going to get answers unless the driver comes forward. But of course, Curtis doesn't like seeing Isaiah with Jordan, I guess. And by the end, Curtis was threatening to punch Isaiah again, with Curtis even calling Isaiah a criminal, even if Isaiah was the driver, it's not against the law, so he wouldn't be the criminal. Curtis, meanwhile, who is the criminal because he hit Isaiah in public, saying these things. So yeah, Curtis, foolish and annoying. I did enjoy Portia's last line. I've always liked Portia, but this storyline's actually making me like her more again. Saying that, how is Curtis going to raise this baby if he can't control his temper? And she said she's starting to be glad that she gave Trina the gift of not letting Curtis raise her. Some harsh words. Definitely deserved for stupid-ass Curtis, though. As for the Willow plot, there was a little bit of that yesterday with Willow and Brook Lynn having a run-in. Willow tried to leave, but Brook Lynn wanted to talk. Brook Lynn actually apologized to Willow for thinking Willow was trying to get with Chase and giving that warning. Willow is saying that she was hurt to learn that Brook Lynn thought so little of her, and she has always just wanted to help both Brook Lynn and Chase, and that's why she offered Chase a job. Brook Lynn wants to make sure they're good. They even share a hug. Lucy sees them hugging. This was all a part of the plan that I guess Brook Lynn and Lucy chatted about. Brook Lynn saying that she is now certain that Willow is pursuing Chase, and Lucy says that Willow will now think that Brook Lynn is on her side and won't see Brook Lynn coming. So still building to this battle between Brook Lynn and Willow that I'm kind of looking forward to. Nina visited Jack, who can still barely move and wants a cheeseburger. And he says that he talked to Valentine, but Valentine won't go to the WSB or the cops, so Nina has to. Nina's still trying to push that Jack just needs to work with Valentine. But Jack is saying that Joss doesn't have time, she's with bad people. But Nina only wants to do so much. She's saying she's already doing the right thing by not giving him the drugs. So Nina was really trying to talk her way out of having to go to the police or the WSB about this. At the end, Willow came to give Jack the drugs, but he grabbed her and stopped her. So that was another good cliffhanger to Tuesday's episode. So yeah, Tuesday's episode was more solid. I still think the plots have become extremely convoluted. Extremely convoluted. But at least Tuesday was entertaining, unlike Monday. There's no Love Island episode tonight, so I should be able to review today's General Hospital episode tomorrow.